Hello everyone, and welcome back to the game room and our continuing Let's Play of Macross 30 Voices Across the Galaxy. I'm Arbiter Gundam, aka Robert, and let's get this show on the road. So where we last left off, Leon Sakaki, our main character, had just crash-landed on the planet of Ouroboros and met the leader of the SMS branch on Ouroboros, Aisha Blanchette, and she convinced him to do a little favor for her. So, I showed you the menu items here, which you can see, except for one thing, two things now I just realized. And if you press the triangle button here on the main bridge menu, it will show you a list of the currently active quests or missions that you're on. It shows you the main mission that you're on, which for us is currently 1-1 at this point. And down here it will show you up to 5 Hunter Guild missions that you can have active at any one time. We'll get to the Hunter Guild in a moment, or I should say a couple of missions. But let's take a look at the hangar, which is what I didn't show you last time. Okay, this is the hangar, where you get to choose which Valkyrie or other vehicle you want to fly, and which characters you want to take with you. Currently we have it set up for the VF0D Phoenix, which has got a new model, 1/60th model coming out, by the way, and it's a Ghost-enhanced Super Pack. And at the moment we've got Leon as the pilot. Now, the options here are the squadron settings here at the top, the mechanic room, your inventory, and return back to the main bridge, and the launch command. So let's take a look at the squadron settings. And because I'm playing on a New Game Plus file, as I mentioned, I can access other Valkyries that I have already unlocked. And I can even have more than one person, just the one person, come with me. But to kind of keep things going a little bit close to how the game would normally be played, I'll just be using the VF0D for now. Let's get rid of the fast pack for now. And going with Leon, no songstress or backup seater, and no other pilots, but I could have other people come, like Aisha, or Mina, or Leilong, or Ganeth, etc., etc. Alright. So here you can click on your machine and it'll bring up the enhancements that you can add. All the vehicles in Macross 30 are customizable, which is where some of those RPG elements come in. And at the moment, my VF0D is pretty much maxed out. These are its main stats. The stats for the 35mm gun pod, which is my main weapon, or the sniper rifle, which is interchangeable, really. One affects the other. Melee, and the weapons that are in my 3 sub-weapon slots. So yes, I'm pretty sure everything has been maxed out. And also down here you get access to the different paint schemes. This is the traditional VF0 paint scheme from Macross 0. This is an alternate, very nice red and white scheme. Now a little bit of history on the VF-Zeros. As I said, they were used in Macross 0, an OVA from the 20th anniversary in 2002. And they're basically meant to be prototype Valkyries, prototypes to the VF-1. And you can see a lot of stylistic similarities between the two. The VF0D particularly has this delta wing thing going on in order to kind of distinguish it from the other types. And Also, it's a two-seater as compared to the single-seater A and S models. I think there are other models of the VF-0, but I'm not sure if they're official or not, as they were only listed in the VF-0 master file. They were fairly big fighters, and unlike subsequent Valkyries, they were equipped with conventional but over-tuned turbine jet engines, whereas all subsequent Valkyries were equipped with over-technology thermonuclear turbines. They were fully capable of transformation, and again you can see some of the stylistic similarities to the VF-1 here. And you can do this with all vehicle models. Alright, so let me quickly show you some of the other things here. Now, since my VF-0D is maxed out, we might want to go in here to the mechanics room, where you can view all of the current blueprints you have for various Valkyries, and do new ones. For example, I don't have Ozma's YF-29 built here yet. But before we do something quite so advanced, let's go over here to my VF-0D, and unfortunately I don't have the blueprint for it. But if I did, I'd be able to build something. But yes, you can see all the different Valkyries you have here, and in New Game Plus you get a few unlocked that were previously unavailable before, such as Ganeth's specialized VF-171EX Nightmare Plus, Leon's YF-25, and the YF-30. Unfortunately, not all of the Valkyries that have been featured in previous Macross productions are here. The VF-4 Lightning III isn't here. Neither is the VF-5000 Star Mirage, both of which were featured in actual animation. The VF-4 in Flashback 2012, and the VF-5000 in Macross Dynamite 7. Kinda wish they were in here, but it's a relatively minor nitpick. Oh, and one other thing. Because I have the collector's edition of the game, I have these three special painted versions of the Valkyrie. The VF-1S 30th, which features Min Mei and Mylene. The VF-25F 30th, which features Ranka and Cheryl. And the YF-29 30th, which also features Ranka and Cheryl. And here are some of the other vehicles I was talking about. You can get access to the Zentradi Nosjidil Gur power armor, and the Caitlin Rao power armor from the Meltrandy. And also over here, actually I think that's the Caitlin Rhea. Yeah, it is. So yeah, enough about the mechanics room. Here is the inventory screen, and in New Game Plus you get access to all of the items you still had in your inventory, which is useful for getting even more powerful Valkyries. But you start off with an empty number 1 inventory. I think all the stuff you had in there is shoved over into your general inventory. But I'm going to get rid of this power-up item. That's another RPG element. There are these power-up items. These boxes here are ammo boxes, which fuel your weapons. If you run out, then you're going to have no weapons in your sub-weapon slot. Your gun pod never runs out of ammo, though, which is kind of weird, but whatever. So let me go over here really quick and find a really good power-up item. Let's see what we got here. I can't remember what any of these are without Zoroastrus's guide, so we're just going to have to play it by ear. Now, this looks pretty good. I'll use this. And because this is an early mission, I'm not going to get any health items just yet. And like I said, this is return to bridge and launch. I'm going to change my color scheme here real quick. Back to the original. Okay, and we are good to go. So let's go out on our first mission.
Oh, これが惑星ウロボロスか。海と島の星ってところだな。
ウロボロスは多様な地形、気候がある星よ。砂漠もあるし氷河もある。この辺が群島だってだけなの。このユーリア群島はウロボロスでも最も過ごしやすい場所なのよ。
いろんな土地があるってのは悪くねえな。
She mentioned something about Auroboros' sun and that these are the Julia Islands
詳しいことは後で
that
話す
they're
わ
going
よ。
to be operating
じっ
here,
くりとね。
in here. And like Aisha mentioned previously, we're starting out in Batroid mode because these first couple of missions are basically just extremely simple
そ
training
んで貸してもら
missions.
える機体が VF0 しかねえとか。これって50年前に開発された初の可変戦闘機ってやつだろ。
And I'm pretty sure Leon's complaining about being in a 50-year-old Valkyrie right there.
ちょっと前に流行ったレプリカだけどね。反応エンジンはオーバーホールしてあるから安心して。
And I'm pretty sure she said not to worry about it because the engines have been
し
overhauled
か
and
も変形できねえと。
it operates well enough for their purposes.
悪かったわよ。でも今回はそれで我慢してちょうだい。それで VF0 の乗り心地はどんな感じ？
コックピットのレイアウトからして違うからな。正直なところ少し違和感があるってのが本音だ。
And the cockpit layout is familiar enough that he can
まあそう
operate it.
よね。じゃあ今更かもしれないけどバトロイドの操縦説明をした方がいいかしら。
Okay, here is where you have an option to go into a standalone training sequence that'll help you understand how to move into Batroid. I don't need to do it, and I probably should show it, but really it's very simple, just to help people who've probably never touched a Macross game ever, or maybe not ever touched a mecha game ever, get used to things. And it's very word heavy, and I don't have any translations for it, so I'm just gonna skip it.
いや、大丈夫そうだ。
わかったわ。じゃあ回収エリアに向かってちょうだい。
Okay, there's the first container we have to go get.
了解だ。この星の岩が浮いているのはどうしてなんだ？
完全に解明されていないし説明はできないんだけど、まあ
And honestly, I can explain Batroid mode faster than that training
どん
can.
だけファンタジーな星なんだよ。
Use the stick to move, left stick to move, right stick to move the camera and the
逆にあなたが
aiming.
ウロボロスについてほぼ何も知らず来
X
たことにびっく
activates
り
your
するわ。
jump boost.
予定では YF25 を渡すだけだったからな。
Oops, looks like I went a little too fast. Sorry about that.
なるほど。こりゃ派手に落としたな。
それだけバンデットから逃げるのに必死だったってことよ。
今更だが、バンデットってのは何なんだ？そのまんまの意味なら盗賊ってことになるが。
脱走兵、チンピラ、ゲリラ、はぐれゼントラーディ。いろいろいるけどやることは一緒。バルキリーとかを使って略奪のし放題。そんな人様に迷惑をかけて好き勝手生きてる奴らをまとめてバンデットと呼んでるのよ。
I think she's explaining some of how the
こんな
bandits
田舎じ
came
ゃ
to be
浸透豪軍だって当
and
て
how
にできな
they're
い。
using
そこで
supplies
うちみ
to
たい
make
な民
old
間軍事プロバイ
Valkyries
ダーの出番ってわけ。
or something of that nature. I might be skipping ahead.
なるほど
Sorry.
な。
さあ、じゃあ納得したところで落ちてるコンテナを集めてきて。
了解した。
これくらいこなしてもらわないとね。
And you'll see that symbol every time you start up a main quest objective. So yeah, as I was saying, X is your jump boost, square is forward boost. Triangle is melee attacks. And the same as in all modes, O activates your weapon selector. And oftentimes out in the areas you'll see these glowing pillars. That indicates there is an item or supplies to find. As in the other modes, L1 is lock-on, L2 activates your shield, R1 fires the gun pod, and R2 fires your secondary weapon. So not too horribly complicated. As you can see, the VF0D doesn't have much on its boost here.
こいつを持ってくればいいってことだろ。
そういうこと。その調子であと4個集めてきちゃって。
これで2個目だ。
なかなかいいペースじゃない。
VF0 の操縦にも慣れてきたからな。この調子でパッパと片付けるさ。
And if you're wondering why I'm not transforming, you should remember from the last Let's Play that Aisha said this particular Batroid is stuck in, or this particular Valkyrie is stuck in Batroid mode for the moment.
こいつで3個目だ。
And she needs some of these supplies to help finish it.
あと少しよ。頑張ってちょうだい。
なあ、一つ思ったんだが、この仕事は人手が物を言う仕事だろ。お前も手伝った方が早く終わるんじゃねえか。
そう、無駄口叩かないで働きなさい。お仕事お仕事。
無視かよ。
There's a regular supply crate up here. I'll go jump up and get that really quick. Oh, nope, can't. That red stuff there means that you can't, that it's outside of the current area you're operating in, can't go outside of it.
これで4個目。次でラストだ。
いいじゃないいいじゃない。そこらのハンターより断然使えるわ。
ハンターってのはなんだ。
そういえばそこから説明が必要ね。この星では治安維持代行を許可されるライセンスがあって、そのライセンスを持っている人をハンターって呼ぶのよ。
I believe she's explaining to him that he's going to need a license from the Hunter Guild to do these kinds of missions in the future.
遺跡発掘 SMS のほとんどの業務にはライセンスが、つまりハンターになる必要があるの。
だとしたら今回の仕事は俺がやっちまって大丈夫なのか。
大丈夫よ。私の助手って形にしてあるから。
なるほどな。
I apologize if the translation's somewhat spotty. I largely skipped over these missions when doing my fanfic because, well, I didn't think they were enormously important since, as I mentioned, they're just kind of getting you used to the 3 Valkyrie modes, and anyone who already knows at least something about the Valkyries should be able to grasp onto it pretty quickly. So now we gotta run all the way back to the next objective. Yay! Alright.
これで終わりだ。たく、初等訓練以来だぜ。こんなことやるのはよ。
ちゃんと全部集めてきたわね。お疲れ様。さあ、早く船に戻ってきて。
ジークフリードマン、これより帰還する。
よくやってくれたわ。やるじゃない。
ミッション
You'll
完了。
see this whenever you successfully complete a mission.
最初はどんなもんか不安だったけど、何よ、なかなかいい腕じゃない。
ま、これくらいはこなすさ。
文句なしの合格ね。いい拾い物したわ。
So this is one of the towns that are here in the Julia Island. The vast majority of the towns are underground, and so you only see this kind of dock place sticking up out of them. There's not really, well, we can't access it at all now at the moment, actually. So we'll just ignore that and get back to the ship. Oh, and in the distance you can see what looks like the SDF-1 Macross, but it's actually not, and we'll get to that soon enough.
おかえりなさい。仕事はバッチリだったわよ。よくやってくれたわ。
そいつはどうも。で、これで恩返しはできたと思うんだが。
そうね、ほんと助かっちゃった。
そいつはよかった。じゃあ早速だが、セフィーラ社に戻らせてもらうぜ。世話になったな、アイシャ。
So Leon's happy he could help out, but now he wants to head on back to Safila, and Aisha's now got a bit of a surprise for him.
それについてなんだけど、リオン君に残念なお知らせがあります。
残念なお知らせ？
実はあなたがここに墜落してきた直後にウロボロスオーロラが発生し始めちゃったので、当分この星からは出られません。
Yeah, basically the gist of that is, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this thing about the Auroboros aura that just started up when you crash landed here, and you're kinda trapped. Isn't that great?
は？星から出られない？おいおい、アイシャ、つまんねえ冗談はよしてくれ。
And he's kind of like, well, what do you mean? Stop messing with me.
この惑星ウロボロスは空間の歪み、フォールド断層がとりわけ濃密な星なの。通称ウロボロスオーロラ。断層が薄い時期ならフォールド時差が1週間発生する程度で済むけど。
And she's explaining that it's a fold phenomena that envelops the entire planet and prevents anyone from leaving, except a very powerful ship like a Macross type vessel.
しかも今回は大気圏内にすら発生しているのよ。このユーリア群島から他のエリアに行くことすらできない状況なの。
It cuts them off completely from the outside galaxy, which is also the explanation for why so many people on Auroboros use old Valkyries, is because they just have to make do with what they've got.
下手すると1年か。
Because I believe she's just mentioning right now that the effect can last for up to an entire Earth year.
こんな事態、さすがに想定外すぎるぞ。
それにしても困ったわ。ウロボロスオーロラのせいで星に戻って来られなくなったスタッフがいるし、パイロットが不足してるのよね。
And I believe she's saying because of the aura, she's kind of short on staff at the moment and pilots, and would you pretty please help fly for us?
パイロットはいないかしら。誰かいい人がいればすぐにでも採用するのにな。住居ご飯付きの交代区。
ちゃんと給料も出るんだろうな。
もちろん SMS の業務として扱うわよ。
これからよろしく頼む。
And, well, since he hasn't got much choice other than to do it, he's gonna do it. That's kind of what I like about Leon. He doesn't beat about the bush, he just gets right to it.
あなたを SMS ウロボロ支社の仮社員として採用します。
もうここまで来たらなるようになれだな。世話になるぜアイシャ。
Alright, that's our first official quest completed. And now we'll move on to the next one, but I think we'll save that for part 3. And I hope you've enjoyed this part and found it informative. And I will see you all in part 3. Deculture!
Ara, やっとお目覚め。昨日はだいぶお疲れだったみたいね。
そりゃあんだけトラブルが目白押しであればな。
それもそうね。ちょっと待っててね。あと少しで VF0 の変形機構の修理が完了するから。
修理って、お前そんなことできるのか？
あら、言ってなかったかしら。どちらかというとそっちの方が専門よ、私。
支社長がメカニック。
And I believe here she's explaining that she still needs a few more parts to get the VF0 into full operating condition.
言ったでしょ、支社長なんてお飾りみたいなものって。さあ、これで VF0 の変形機構の修理完了。
お、そいつはありがてえ。
と言ってもガウォークまでだけど。
Although it's only up to being able to transform into Gearwalk.
ファイターには変形できないのかよ。
And he wants it to transform all the way to fighter mode.
レプリカといっても VF0 は青函大戦前の機体だからパーツがあまりないのよ。
And since it's only a replica of VF0, according to her, she's gonna need the rest of the parts, you dummy.
他にもっとマシな中古のバルキリーがあったら準備してあげたかったんだけど、あいにくガレージが空っぽでイベント用のこれしかなかったのよ。
デストロイドじゃなかっただけマシと考えるか。
Is it just me or did Leon say it'd still be better than being in a Destroid? Man, don't put down the Destroids,
じゃあ
man.
リオン、修理祝いとしてお仕事でもしましょうか。
どんなお祝いだよ。で、仕事内容は？
実は輸送船が落としたパーツってまだあるのよ。それを拾ってきてちょうだい。
また拾い物か。
Well, looks like Leon's going out on a part treasure hunt
変
again.
形できるように修理してあげるから楽しみにしてなさい。
Oh, come on, it'll be fun,
そいつはありがてえ。そんじゃ、
she
一
says.
応コンテナ集めに行ってくるか。
Alright, off to get containers again.